Hi, Angela here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making a collage with those prints we made yesterday and more. Get ready, grab your supplies, and let's have a fun time. Okay, so I've taken and got my surface, which is just a piece of balsa wood. It's a 12 by 12, and I've just painted it with a variety of blues. Not sure how much of this we're going to continue to see, but I thought it'd be fun to use some of the ones we just made, some of the older ones we've made, and incorporate some acrylic skins. I like to work with acrylic skins. This one seems to be sticking, but that's okay. How I make my acrylic skins is with my palette. I have a palette that when it dries, you can just peel it. So I leave it on there and get a nice thick layer. And sometimes I'll paint my top layer the colors I want to use, and then I peel it off. And then I store it on between wax paper. Okay, so I got my super heavy gel gloss medium. Okay, now where to start? I guess we'll just start by ripping a piece of our paper. I like this section here, so we'll get this on there. And okay, you can cut, you can use straight lines. I prefer to go all jagged. And then I'm just going to start by placing this piece somewhere, deciding where I want it. And we'll go from there. So we're going to put down a layer of our gel medium, and then we're going to go over the top. So we seal it in good. I have my catalyst wedge here to make sure we get all the bubbles out. Thought it'd be fun today to do something with all those things we've made. I brought this in because I kind of think this would be a neat accent piece. A little pop of some peachy orange color for a little contrast in here. And I think I want this to be like the focal point. It's just deciding where I want my focal point. I think I want it down here. And again, we apply it the same way we just did the last piece. And if you've made it this far into my video and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing to subscribe, but it helps grow the channel. And if there's anything specific you want to see, you can leave a comment. You know, to help me know what it is you like. Make sure all my edges are down good. Don't want your stuff peeling up. Okay, back in here working out some air bubbles. I mean, if you don't get them all out, it usually doesn't matter. They usually go back down. Okay, now we'll come in with something else. I definitely want some of this in here. I like the scribbly area. So I'm just going to come in. Nope, I definitely like it over there. And I, you know, as I've said in my other video, when I made the collage. I don't spend too much time thinking, or else I'm more of a go with the flow artist. You know, I don't want to put too much thought into it and then spend all my time. Nope, I should have put it there. Nope, should have put it there. So I just go with it. Yeah, this way. Okay, put that gel from my Catalyst Wedge over top of it. You know, it's up to you. You can, if it's something you want to spend your time deciding how you want to do it. This one. I like this section here. Nope, I like it done like that. I know some artists will spend all their time picking and choosing. I just grab a few papers out that will go together, and then I wing it from there. Because I'm a very indecisive person. My husband always says, oh, shopping for socks with you is horrible. He's like the only person I know that could spend all day deciding which package of socks they want to buy. Oh, I like it that way. Yes, I'm terrible to shop with. I'll have all this stuff in my cart, and then I spend my time putting it all back because, oh, changed my mind. A lot of times I'll have a cart full of stuff and buy nothing. I do that online too. If you saw my Amazon cart, it's always so full. But then I put it in the save for later pile, and I just cleared my save for later pile there. It's now empty, I am proud to say. Okay. Now, what do we want to add? Should we do the green butterflies? Yeah, it's got some blue tint to it. Yep, I think I like it right there. Okay. And you'll see, sometimes I'll put the stuff on my, right on my surface I'm using, and other times I'll put it on my paper. It's like, do it however you feel comfortable. I switch things up. To those of you who've already subscribed, thank you so much. And thanks so much just for viewing the channel. It's greatly appreciated. I know the majority of the people who watch my channel aren't subscribed. So if you're watching, you may as well subscribe. It costs nothing and just helps grow the channel. Okay, now I hold it up and I look at it, and then I decide from there what I want, what else I want to add. I like these white areas. So I also like to make it a narrower piece. Nope, I think I definitely need the lighter down here. I gotta remember, I plan to incorporate some of my acrylic skins on here, so I don't want to do too much with this. Okay, so let's grab my acrylic skins and see here what I want. I know I definitely want to incorporate some of this orange color. Just a little pop of contrast. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just a little. Let me try that there for a sec. Although I do have all this yellow. I don't know. What do I want to do? Decisions. I also got this one that I just did and somehow I folded it over. You gotta make sure it doesn't touch itself or it sticks terribly. I think I want some of this. And I just tear it. You can cut it. But I think I want some of this white in here. Even that little touch of brown there splattered on, that's a nice touch. Okay, so you work with these the same as you do anything else. I think I'm going to put this down in this area somewhere. And this up in here somewhere. Maybe right up here. Yeah, let's do that. Same process, and you can use either side. If I wanted the flat side, yeah, I actually think I will use the matte side of this one. But it's the same process. You just put your gloss medium on it. You put your gel medium. Doesn't have to be gloss. And then you stick it down, and then you go over it. I like to use them as flowers and florals. I'm going to stick that right there. Yeah, the first time I ever heard of an acrylic skin, I was like, what, a what? I had no clue what they were. And then I'm like, huh, it's that stuff I've been peeling off my palette and throwing out. Well, let's save that stuff. We can find a use for it. This piece was a little harder to rip. Oh, I kind of like the back better. Do I like that? No, I like the bumpy texture of that. And it just gives you more texture. Yep, they do. If you take take like your orange ones and you can use them as flowers, they make really, because you don't have to shape them. You just leave little blobs and it gives the illusion of flowers. Nope, I like this side better because it's got that blue. Yep, we're going to add it right down in this corner. My oldest granddaughter, that's like her favorite thing to do. She always was like, can I peel the paint off your palette? It's like, go ahead, peel the paint off the palette. Okay, now do we want a little more orange in this? Yay, maybe nay, I don't know. Let's take a piece and let's just take a little tiny piece and stick it somewhere. Just a little pop over here of color. And I purposely leave my paint piled up in spots so then I get different textures. Some will be smoother, some will be thicker. See, this is a really thick piece. But I like working with the acrylic skins. Oh, maybe the bumpier side. Do I want to use the smooth side? No, I want to use the bumpy side. It's just, you got to remember to set the matte side on the wax paper, or it will stick. Not that it matters, because you really can just tear the paper to get it to. Okay, now I just feel we need something else up here. Maybe that's where I'll come in with this. Do I want to use some of this? Yeah, we'll use some of this. Let's just tear. All right, we're just going to go with that. And once this dries, we will come back in and we will finish it off with our paints. I have some soft pastels. I've never worked with soft pastels, but I said it's time to get out of the comfort zone. And if I don't like it, I can just paint over it. Nope, I want it this way. I wanted the darker patch in the top. And I find this easier to work with than canvas. It's easier to collage on this than canvas because you don't have all the squishy surface from a canvas. With a canvas, it's hard to press things down. But all right, so I'm gonna let this dry and we'll be back. Okay, so I thought I would try. I just got some soft pastels. And I think it's very dark in spots, so I'm just gonna go through and Like I said, I've never worked with soft pastels before. So I'm just going to go through and make some little marks. Just to lighten up some areas. I always seal my paints with a spray sealer. So this will get sealed in. Just lightening up a few areas. I'm also wiping it off so it's not so chalky looking. See, just lightening it up a little in spots, and then I'm going to come in. I'll probably come in with some of my Posca markers in a bit, but I'm thinking I might want to add some highlights with my paint. And I might mix my light blue with some white. Again, just to brighten things up where I think it's really dark. But I'm not going to fill in the whole area, because I do want some contrast to where it gets darker. Just to brighten it up and accentuate some spots. And I always take it and hold it away from myself to see what I think. Again, just trying to decide how far I want to take my little light spots. Maybe up in here. Just creating little points of interest where I feel it needs a little something extra. Okay, I'm liking that better. But I think maybe down here I should brighten up. Maybe make this a little bluer than I just did. So I'm just going over it with some light blue. I can even paint on my acrylic skin. But still have it peeking through. I mean, I could go over it again and make it, see, I can make it disappear. Sometimes I just use the acrylic skins for the texture and I will completely paint over them. Okay, let's come in with some Posca marker at this point. I think I'm just going to draw some circles in this little section. And then I always hold my painting away from me to see if I like how it looks, to see what else I need. Now I want to tie those circles in so it looks cohesive, so I'll throw some over on the other side. Okay, I'm liking my little circles. But now where do I want to go from here? So I'll turn it. I know it's going to go this way because my butterflies. But I will turn it and see what else I think needs to happen here. So I think I'll come in with the black. And I'm just going to do some little lines down here on the bottom. Okay, now I think I'll turn it and maybe do some lines over here. It really is just a personal preference as to what you like. I'm trying to see where else I want to highlight and what else I want to do. I might throw some little dots, just do some little dots in my light area here. Just to create another little layer of interest. Now I like those dots there. I'm thinking maybe I'll throw some just in this little section here. Now I'm thinking this section here needs something, but I'm not sure I want to do my dots. Yeah, I think I will do the dots. Then I take it and look again. And okay, I'm kind of liking it, but I'm not sure if I don't want to add something else. Trying to decide. Well, let's just come in with some white paint and a fine paintbrush. What do I want to do with this? I think I'll just do some little spirals. just doing some spirals, some little spirals. Now, if you felt you made your painting, your collage too busy, you can just go in and go over it. You could lighten it with some things. You can darken it with, you know. Again, it's a preference thing. Well, now that I got some spirals there, now I think I need some down here. So we'll throw a few spirals in here. Going every which way. Do I want more spirals down there? Maybe one more. Maybe one more. Okay. I look at it and I say, yeah, it looks pretty done to me. To me, that looks done. Again, it's a preference thing. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'll get more videos out to you. If you like what you see, leave a comment. And as always, have a wonderful day.